As we go through this presentation, niching is one of the most complex topics to understand, right? So there will be some oversimplification in here, there will be some metaphorical truths, but I hope that by the end of this, I've made the clear points to you as to why niching can be so beneficial and how you can hopefully harness niches to grow your channel so much faster. So if you're trying to target everybody, you're targeting nobody. The old marketing / startup saying goes. And I would say that this saying is probably just as applicable to YouTube as it is a startup or a marketer. But let's take a quick step back. What actually is creating content for a niche? What are we talking about when we say that? Creating content for a niche is when you're creating a specific category of content for a specific type of person, sometimes called your target audience, who will religiously watch that type of content. Now, I know that might sound a bit jargony and might sound a bit vague, so let me provide you with a quick framework that can be very helpful in understanding how niches work and kind of what they look like, right? Let's call it a food chain. And at the top of the food chain, the top of the hierarchy, you have your market. So on YouTube, if we're a gaming YouTuber, our market will be the video game market. That is the broad overarching umbrella under which all the other categories, everything else sits under. Within the market, you have submarkets. So a submarket is a specific subset. It's a specific category within the market that is similar to the market and that is applicable to video games, but it's more specific. The video game market, within there you might have sub-markets like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a video game, but Call of Duty is different to Fortnite, which is also very different to Overwatch. So those are sub-markets. Then within sub-markets, you can have these things called niches. So Call of Duty, you might have, say, Call of Duty funny moments specifically, or you might have Call of Duty news and updates creators, okay? And the same for all of these other niches. Now you can even go one step further. In fact, you can go 1 or 2 steps further, right down to like a sub-niche. So for example, if we're creating content for the video game market, we're in the Fortnite sub-market and we're creating Fortnite funny moment videos, there are different types of funny moment videos that you can be hitting on because Fortnite is such a broad game and there are so many different funny moments that you might want to even segment further. So for example, Fortnite funny moments compilations, those community clip compilations, are very different and attract a very different type of person to someone who wants to watch, say, a Fortnite commentary video. Basically, the level of depth that you need to go down depends on the level of competition, which is something we'll discuss in another video. For now, I hope you're getting a bit of an idea as to how this whole hierarchy works. Basically, a good niche tends to be about 3 to 4 layers or levels below the general market. And as a gaming YouTuber in this instance, the general market is video games. Now, I want to make something clear because after I show this example, a lot of people get confused on something. And that is, a niche is not just a specific content category of a certain game. Your submarket doesn't have to be just one game and then you pick a category of that game. It is a lot simpler and it's a lot easier if you do it in that way. And this is generally the most popular and successful way to do things. But if you have a market that is the video game market, you could have a sub-market that is, and you're reviewing different games. And then within that, you could have a niche, you could have indie game reviews, or you might be a first-person shooter game reviewer. You could even go down to a sub-niche, which might be like indie first-person shooter game reviews. Now, I know this is a little bit complicated and the lines can be a little bit gray here as to like what is a niche, what is a sub-market, what is a sub-niche. But just remember, a niche tends to be 3 or 4 layers down. And the other thing you really want to remember that's really important about the definition we talked about earlier is that the content you're creating, a niche has to be a certain type of person or a certain gap in the market where that person will religiously watch that type of content. So the thing you need to ask yourself in this situation is there a type of person out there who religiously watches indie first-person shooter game reviews? Or is the indie first-person shooter game review niche, like, do people just check out indie first-person game reviews when they're looking at buying a particular indie first-person game, and so they'll watch your video and like they'll get value from it, but then they'll leave and never come back? So that's something you really need to think about. That's a really important part of this. In fact, the category is often less important than the type of person. Both need to interact with one another, but you need to be thinking not just about going a couple of layers down, but also about whether the people in that niche are actually going to interact with your content and on an ongoing level. Because at the end of the day, if you're not generating loyal subscribers, then you're going to struggle because you'll end up with a bunch of potentially one-hit wonders and you're not actually going to build a loyal community within a niche, okay? Now, this is normally around the point in the video where people are like, but Marcus, I'm scared of niching down. I enjoy making multiple different types of videos. I'm a variety gamer. I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket, because if that game goes downhill or if the trend dies or whatever, then I'm going to be stuck. And I want to make something clear here as well. Even though I am very supportive of picking a niche when you're first starting out, these objections are very valid. The problem is you can't have your cake and eat it too. Niching is not the perfect option. You won't be able to create random videos on random games whenever you feel like it if you want to be in a niche. If you put all of your eggs into one bad basket and that basket breaks, you end up going back to square one. Or in very drastic circumstances, you end up killing your channel. It's not some magical perfect pathway filled with sunshine and rainbows that you can leisurely skip along as you waltz your way to YouTube stardom, right? No, it has its cons, but in my experience, it's almost always the best option. The other pathways are so much more difficult than picking a niche, and that is because small YouTubers who niche down tend to have three major advantages. Advantage number one, picking a niche reduces competition. Something you are probably very familiar with right now if you're a small creator is that YouTube is an incredibly tough ecosystem. With so many talented creators out there, it's almost impossible to compete for a bunch of these big games. So don't compete. When you pick a niche, you don't have to compete with the big guys. So let me give you a quick example of this, okay? So let's imagine that you are creating Minecraft Let's Plays videos. Let's Plays videos are a classic example of this because everyone loves making Let's Plays videos because they're fun, but everyone loves making Let's Plays videos, so there's 50 million of them. So let's imagine you're making Minecraft Let's Plays, and I've just done a quick Google search here. I haven't done any in-depth research on this, by the way. This is just to convey the principle I'm trying to show to you. And you can see here, I've just got a couple of results pop up at the top, and you can see some very large creators popping up, right? Next to their names, I've got a little extension installed where you can see the subscriber counts of these creators popping up. You can also probably see the view count of these videos. We can all see the big glorious face of Jacksepticeye himself. Already, you have a crap ton of competition if you are trying to succeed in the Minecraft Let's Plays niche. Now, let's look at what happens if we type up a slightly less competitive niche. Minecraft Horror Stories, something you probably never heard of, but let's say instead you started a Minecraft Horror Stories channel. Have a look at the videos that are showing up here. We can see true Minecraft Horror Story. Look at this creator. He's only got a couple of thousand subs, not even. He's got 200,000 views. You can see another creator below there, not looking as good. I mean, only 4,000 views, and he's got like 40,000 subscribers odd. And then another one below that, quite a substantial amount of views. Again, small, relatively small channel. Another one below that, quite a large channel. Got a decent amount of views on the video, but we can see from the channel name that they're probably not like an established creator specifically in this niche. That was just a one-off video. Out of these two niches, which one would you, again, as a small creator just starting out, which one would you have the most success in? There's competition for both sides, but when we have a look at the Minecraft Let's Plays video, like let's have a look at this. Like there's so many big creators in that area. It'd be like the equivalent of you just being dropped onto the court in an NBA match and trying to like dunk on those players. Like you would get your ass handed to you. And that's probably what's going to happen to you if you're in the Minecraft Let's Play arena, because just through one quick Google search, we can already see how ridiculously competitive it is. However, Minecraft Horror Stories, maybe. I don't know. I haven't done any research into this bar just simply typing in these different categories into YouTube. But already we can see the creators that tend to be grabbing the most amount of traffic for these types of videos, they're relatively small. And actually, if you probably watch these videos, there's probably a lot of room for improvement in them. And that means that it's going to be much easier for you to compete and to grow a following and grow a name for yourself within the Minecraft Horror Stories niche than you will be within the Minecraft Let's Plays niche, right? There's an old saying, I think it's more so for Google marketing, but they say, where's the best place to hide a dead body? On the second page of Google. And it's similar here on YouTube. The best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of YouTube because nobody goes there. And I guarantee you that if you're trying to do Minecraft Let's Plays videos, you'd be lucky to end up on the second page of Google.